I'm not going to be doing too many more of these tier lists, but, well, I still want to complete the ones for Renegade, so here we are. A CNC Renegade game music tier list. There's as many tracks basically in CNC Renegade as there's other games for the CNC franchise, but there's still quite a few. And the first one here, Command & Conquer, is of course very iconic, so there's that. Now, I'll note that basically I'm going to be listening to these basically via like Frank Klepacki's website here. He basically has all his songs here. You basically go for if you want, basically listen to them if you want. A couple basically aren't here though. That's going to be like Renegade, and one called Defunct. I don't know why the menu basically isn't on his website, but I'll note the Defunct here. You actually can listen to as well if you go to his album. And we're just going to look here for Morphscape. And there it is right there if I just want to listen to it right there. So there's a way to basically listen to it on his website, but I can't find menu basically in here, so oh well. Alright, enough of the explanations. Let's start listening to Command & Conquer here. So I definitely consider this to be one of the more iconic songs from Renegade. I mean, it was basically featured in the CNC Remastered, right? For Tip Dawn and Red Alert. If I go basically to the wiki here, I believe it's basically stated to be in one of these things here as well. Yeah. So Rescue Retribution is basically the second mission for the Renegade campaign, where you basically rescue the cities. So this is basically the starter song for most part to the actual game, and it really gets you into the groove real fast. Now, is this the theme song? I'm not really sure, but it's definitely very iconic. Has a whole lot of Command & Conquer basically being saved throughout the thing as well. Alright, so this is the end of his song here. I don't think this basically needs to be explained, by the way. It's just an excellent starting song to basically go off with the Renegade campaign. Now, I know I can't actually pause this, at all, so is this going to keep playing until I stop the website? But whatever. Got a present for ya.
I've got a present for you.
Alright, so this is basically the opposite oppression mission, theme. Where you're basically trying to escape from a nuclear missile that's dropping on the cathedral and rescue the city and stuff like that. Remember, you can't spy a nuclear threat. Now, I'll note by the way that a lot of these like songs you're listening to right now, I'll note they're very front-loaded, like the Fantastic ones being like the start of this list. I find some of the ones that come after a little bit, not as good as these two, but these two songs here is awesome for the most part. I'm not really sure if there's any vocals basically in the soundtrack when you basically listen to it in the game, because basically it's just I believe it plays right when you're trying to escape that nuclear missile at the start, getting to the safe zone. Now, I will say that this one's not as good as Command & Conquer, but still an excellent song overall, so it's good. Alright, we're getting to Sniper next. So, going down the list here, Sniper is basically from Evolution of Evil. So this is the 9th mission of Command & Conquer Renegade, with the lab here basically trying to infiltrate after being captured, I believe. So this song here is just not as good, I believe, as the other two, but it's still pretty jamming, at least. Now I suppose this basically works as a desolate map clip of sounding OST. And that's basically what Evolution of Evil is basically all about, right? You're basically trying to escape that prison, go through the desert to the lab, and then go down it into the facility. Now, I suppose I'll say this at this point. The sound for this song is basically a little bit repetitive. It has its major drawback, I think, for it. I mean, it's still a lovable song, but when you basically get down to some of these other stuff, Act on Instant Remix, will basically really see it really kick off some some of the sounds here. And that's basically the thing about Sniper here. If it had more themes basically to its sound, it probably would have been a lot better. Tell us the story of the song basically, but it's not really doing anything. It's just describing the environment. That's basically about it. Command & Conquer basically introduces us to the game. Got a present for you. It's it's time to get heroic as we escape a nuclear missile. Sniper's basically atmospheric and not really good being atmospheric either. Alright, our first remix. I'm not, by the way, I really don't think much of remixes, but whatever. Some people consider Act on Instinct to be like the theme song for the original Command & Conquer. But here we are, we're battling against Raven Shot in his like evolved form. So yes, Battle of Divine Raven Shot is what this basically is all about. Now, all these remixes, I think this is probably one of the better ones, but you know. The original is still so much better, you know, for Act on Instinct, basically. You can definitely, like, you know, feel the theme of, like, the original Act on Instinct, at least in its, like, you know, sound, but... Now, here's something to note, probably. This song's really not one you probably really pay much attention to, because you got Raven Shot basically to deal with, so you don't really have time to basically, like, pay attention to the song, but whatever. I'm not probably like, you know, this version of, like, you know, of the boss basically has, like, you know, this guy bullying you with throwing his walls and, like, you know, throwing stealth troopers against you as well, is the idea. Yeah, I think I'll keep it in lava. I was thinking about moving up to excellent, but some parts just can't really, like, you know, change around like the original songs to make them better at all. Unfortunately. Well, we're nearing the end of this one. And that's just going to end it right there, I guess. So here's Stop. Tomorrow's Technology Today. Cut from Tigrim's Sun, apparently. Now it's worth knowing that, like, you know, some songs, like, you know, Hellmarks, for example, are basically cut from, like, you know, the games that are basically going to be in there, basically pushed back to, like, the next, like, you know, game that basically came after. So this would be a Tib Sun, like, song right here. By the way, tomorrow's Technology Day is basically the second last mission, I think. Where you're basically assaulting that Nod base with the, you know, other, like, you know, Temple Nod. In Egypt. Now, I'll note that this, like, song is, like, you know, somewhat appropriate to, like, you know, this mission because it does have a sprint ship in it. You know, despite not being like, you know, in Tip's Son, it's still an awesome song. I feel for that basically up to excellent up here. You know, it's actually something I kind of wish that Renegade basically had more of. Assaulting bases and, like, you know, taking him out that way. Alright, well, there's Stomp out of the way. On your feet. So this is apparently the grip of the Black Hand. That would have been with the Black Shark Toe, maybe? Yeah, so this is basically we're rescuing, like, you know, Sydney and failing to rescue Mobius and Petrova. Now, I know basically at this point, like, you know, Hawk's basically going commando all by himself. So this does like sort of have like a, you know, a loner type of feel, which is very appropriate to this mission because they're basically doing it all alone. You know, I like On Your Feet, but this is not a really catchy song, so it's got that, like, you know, bit of an issue for it. Not really doing enough as a song, is unfortunately the thing here. You know, this actually feels like a song that could be in Tip's Son as well, which is fine. I mean, it is like in a C&C universe at least, and it is like close to like the end of like the Tib Wars, the first one, Tib War 1. Alright, the next one is going to be Sneak Attack. All brains and no brawn, that's basically where you're escaping with Mobius, within just like, you know, tech suit. very jazzy. Not really sure it's like a good fit for the mission, but whatever, the song's fine. So far, my thoughts on the song is that it's like a little bit mediocre, so we'll start here for now. I mean, this doesn't really sound like an escape theme is a thing, right? So. Can't say I think much of this part here. I mean, at least the song is like doing different things. But none of them really, like, you know, stem from like escaping, like, you know, the facility. You know, it makes me wonder if, like, you know, these songs were basically designed before or after the missions were conceived. Like, okay, he's got this song up for right here. This is, you know, something maybe the developer may have done. This would be a good song, like, you know, maybe have was basically assaulting something. But really, it's actually a song that just doesn't really like feels like it fits basically for the Command Renegade theme, so to speak. Alright, we're coming upon Move It next. This will be for Deadly Reunion with, like, you know, the 6th mission we're basically rescuing our team members before, like, you know, going to the cathedral to basically rendezvous there. So move it! Now already it's like an awesome, like, you know, sort of start to a mission to a theme. Okay, you gotta like go rescue your team member, they've gotta get going, basically do it. So the town is under attack, let's get going. I'm not by the way just basically gives you a lot of information, but it's actually tell you like how long the soundtrack basically is. I think in total the OSTs from like, you know, Renegade were basically about like 50 minutes or so in length. This is an excellent song, by the way. It jives well with like the atmosphere of like the mission. And even by itself, it's like awesome. So, good song. It's somewhat short. Dogfight will be coming after, by the way. That's actually the one with like, you know, the power-ups where you basically have the boss battle with Sakura. Alright, so the boss battle music. This is like the first proper boss battle of the game, by the way. The one with Sakura. I'm not really sure it's like appropriate theme though. Because you're basically in an aircraft and you're basically on foot. But me though. And then, it's not really doing anything different, I think, right? But then you have a little reminiscent of like the original, like, you know, CNC music now. And now we actually have a boss theme type of music right here. So basically, take like a basically in the fight with like Sakura, and now we actually got like the real music playing now for like the boss theme. This feels like CC music now, by the way. But the fighting's getting more intense, and the music's getting more intense. You know, it probably wouldn't be better like to cut this like song like in half, I guess, because it's just getting a little bit boring now. I mean, it's at least laudable, but it's one of these songs that's like, it's like a sort of like stay here. They basically don't really get that much better like going on in this list here a little bit. I'm almost tempted to rank this mediocre, but it's not that bad. And again, we always have to repeat, like, you know, the sort of CNC, like, sort of themes. Packing Armor will be next, by the way. That's gonna be for Armored Assault. That's like the third mission. That was actually a mission that comes before, like, you know, the power-ups, basically. Alright, packing iron. So packing iron is basically like, you know, accompanying the mission where you basically play, you know, play with a lot of vehicles. In like a snowy, like, you know, landscape. The sound's sort of drawn on here a little bit. Not a whole lot of very much, you know, very much action in this song. Now, note this mission is like very boring, so this actually does fit with like the you know, the theme of like the mission. Unfortunately, though in a very bad way. Basically, it's this scenario, like, you know, this sort of like there type of song. I'll probably have to go in depth with, like, you know, rating the missions at some point. I actually plan to do that at some point, but I'll probably go a little bit more in depth, like, you know, describing them and like what I like and dislike about the missions. We'll get to that when we get to it, though. Industrial Ambus can be next, by the way. That's apparently for Stowaway, which is basically the one where we're in the cargo ship. Having escaped in the sub, right? See, I didn't really think much of packing iron for the most part, but whatever. So basically you're like, you know, running around the whole of the ship, right? That's what this music is all about. So obviously this is like based on the industrial OST. I mean, the sound's not bad, it's just that, like, you know, it's not really much happening with it, really, is the thing, right? It's just basically sort of like, being restrained a little bit. That's actually sort of perfect for, like, the setting of, like, the, you know, the mission, because you're basically, you know, trying to run around the ship, right? Be quiet. But it's just a little too restrained, this one, I think, to say the least. Just mediocre. That's just how it's coming off to me here. I'm pretty much just sitting down in my chair, just waiting for a song to end. That's like, you know, how boring it is really to sort of listen to at this point, so... I mean... finally have something different, hooray. Waiting for this one to be done. The next one's going to be Beach, by the way. That's going to be from the multiplayer practice mode for Skirmish and Stomping on Holy Ground, apparently. So basically, like, it's both for the multiplayer as well as like the final mission of like the campaign. Oh yeah, I remember this from the multiplayer for sure. So this is pretty much like the final, like, you know, mission's music, I guess, but you can't really pay attention to that really much because all the chaos going on in the final mission. So I can see it working for the final mission quite well, this music, because, you know, it's very ominous and, like, you know, foreboding. Definitely works on a skirmish map, though. Intermission part here in the song. Definitely a laudable song, this one. So I wish I, like, you know, it's like a better song to sort of finish off like the final mission with than this, but whatever. It's not terrible. It's certainly better than Industrial Ambient, at least. By the way, Fight Win Prevail is going to be coming up next. That's basically like, you know, a Renegade version of, like, you know, the original Fight Win Prevail from the original Command & Conquer, I guess. Yeah, remix right here. Gun being going for about 14 minutes at this point. Might be breaking up this video into two, I guess. I'm not probably compared to your song so far. This is a fairly good one. It's got an excellent theme basically to it. I mean, this would have worked a lot better as like a, you know, OST for like the final mission, for example. This one right here. It's fine, one of the remixes is actually good. I don't think it's as good as the original, which I think was fantastic when I rated it. But it's still good enough that I could, like, you know, be better than a lot of the other stuff here. I think it's an excellent one right there. That'll be the next one right there. Alright, well. We'll continue on with Animal Clip in, like, you know, another part here, but this is like good enough for like the first part to like this playlist. We'll stop it here and see, like, you know, we continue the next part, so take care.